Hi, greetings. This is Courtney StarHeart Hale, and I'm here today to talk to you about chapter 4 of my book entitled Urban Shaman Love. You can get that on Amazon, or with Finding the Force, you can get a free copy of the book with your basic membership. I've gone over chapters 1, 2, and 3, and I'm here today to go over chapter 4, which deals with the biology of transcendence. My background is as a National Merit Scholar. I went to American University. I studied cross cultural communications, Latin American studies, international relations. And I later traveled the world in search of people who had the secrets to going back to a peaceful, harmonious way of life. As I was studying culture, I noticed that many people around the world see things in different ways. And I always wondered if it wouldn't be possible to put back together a beautiful, harmonious society. Half of my ancestors were Native American, and I ended up studying in the Southwest for 15 years with a traditional Pueblo shaman. And I am authorized to pour sweat lodges and run different Native American ceremonies for expanding people's personal power and consciousness. So, as a Western scholar and as a trained medicine person, I like to share with you this research and these wonderful interviews that I've done in order to help you to find your personal power and really ultimately to find love and happiness. So, today's talk is based on the work of Joseph Chilton Pearce, the late best selling, world renowned author. I had an opportunity to spend a day with him at the Omega Institute in New York in Rhinebeck, and it was an earth altering, mind shattering experience. I don't know how to describe how wonderful it was to not only read his works, but to also have the opportunity to speak with him. So I put together this presentation for you, and I welcome you to download it on the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy or to see it on Finding the Force. Right now, what I'm going to do is share my screen with you and begin a PowerPoint presentation. All right. So here we have it, Urban Shaman Love, Chapter 4 presentation. These are some simple truths about your physical vehicle. This is information on biology for personal power, Urban Shaman Chapter 4, Joseph Chilton Pearce and the Biology of Transcendence. There's a link right here to the book, and I welcome you to access that on Amazon. You can look it up under Urban Shaman Love and under my name, Courtney Hale. This is a book including scientific research and interviews with world renowned authors, including our special subject today, which is Joseph Chilton Pearce. He wrote novels all the way back in the 60s, one called The Crack and the Cosmic Egg, later one called Magical Child. Fabulous human being, really amazing speaker and author. It was an honor to be able to speak with him while he was still here with us. So, this is a quote from him. It says, "To live a creative life, we must lose our fear of being wrong." Hopefully, those of you who've been following me have already listened to the presentations on chapter 1, 2, and 3. You can also join our Facebook group called Finding the Force, and you can become a member and get these presentations for free. You also have an option to take membership on the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. So, for a good part of my life, I wondered why the people around me were so stressed out and unhappy, and I began to look for solutions to get out of that box myself. And since those times when I was a teenager 30 years ago, and I first saw the signs of this disease and this emotional distress, um, the situation has become quite a bit more acute on our planet. We can all see that our world is in a transitional crisis where we have to shift and change our minds in order to make a new dream for our planet, for each other. My interview with Joseph Chilton Pearce changed my life forever. Mainly, we focused on his book entitled The Biology of Transcendence, um, and it is a blueprint of the human spirit. As I said, he's also the author of The Crack and the Cosmic Egg. So, three things that I got out of my time with him that I'd like to highlight for you. that as Miguel Ruiz talks about, there are lies that we're made to believe, and as soon as we escape from those lies, we're able to be a more authentic, more powerful version of ourselves. So, three big lies you should ditch as soon as possible are: number one, it's a dog eat dog world, and might makes right. The actual truth is that nurturance and caring is what made and makes human beings great. Lie number two, feeling good isn't always possible or desirable. Well, the truth is, it is actually possible, and of course, it's desirable, but you have to know how. And you're going to need some information about your body in order to be able to do that. Lie number three, the world has always been the way it is today, and it just can't change. The actual truth is that you can change your mind right now, and by doing so, you change the world. In this slideshow presentation, I'm essentially going to take down those three assumptions or lies by explaining to you about the biology of transcendence, that is, your physical body and how it works. The way us human beings actually evolved into greatness was through cooperation and nurturance. These qualities are recorded in the development of our multiple brain system. The first three brains developed, and then a fourth one actually began to orchestrate the workings of the entire system. And that one was based on love and nurturance and community. So that's what defines us as a species. Here's a quote from Rumi that I began the chapter with um, for inspiration. It says, "The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep." What I'm going to do here today is to present you with a reason why you feel stressed out and the three options for solutions that will make you feel better every day, like a shortcut to happiness. Your body, which is like a car or a computer, is number one. There are three basic things about how it operates that you really need to know in order to take care of it. You need to know why you feel uncomfortable and how to make it better. There are steps that will make a difference in your life today so you can take your next best step tomorrow, as my friend Tyson likes to say. So you can see in the PowerPoint presentation, once you get the chance, in case you're listening to the iPod, we do have multiple brains that developed at different times for different purposes. The basic brain at the brainstem was developed for more of a fight flight response. And then the next brains are mammalian and are more and more complex and layered on top of one another. The newest and most advanced brain, which is the frontal part of the brain in the cranium, um, was developed based on nurturance. It's important for you to know that when there's intense anxiety or emotions, um, that highest brain essentially shuts down and is enlisted in the service of the other brains, which really don't have as high a perspective. A lot of what's wrong nowadays is the lack of true info. Most of the wrong beliefs are a misunderstanding or a lack of knowledge, but there's no denying factual evidence. These brains did develop in a certain sequence, and it's obvious when looking at the human biology that transcendence is possible through working with our biology. We're designed biologically to care for one another and to nurture one another in family, community, and society. The reason why so many of us feel depressed and are sick is because of the lack of kindness, compassion, and nurturance that is so common in the modern world. Our very biology, or our computer or vehicle, tells us it's our story that it's a story of love. I have these beautiful illustrations of my silk art that I'm sharing with you in the PowerPoint in case you're just listening to the audio. So, the biology of transcendence. What is transcendence? Transcendence is the ability to be more than what we think we are, more than what we've been told we are, and to rise to our higher place in nature as beings of kindness and compassion. Despite the fact that it looks like everything is wrong right now, the tides are turning and there's consciousness and kindness everywhere. We can all see that our world is in a transitional crisis. But did you ever wonder why there's so much suffering? Well, we have been led to live against our nature. This discomfort leads to stress and anxiety because we're actually programmed biologically to excel at kindness and to be in community with each other. The key is knowing the truth about your own biology and how to transcend the common errors that cause suffering. So, chapter 4 in my book, Urban Shaman, is all about how anxiety and suffering brings out the worst in us. It's an interview with Joe Pearce who explains in detail about the biology of transcendence and leads us to the ways that we can get our best. So, the three steps, the most basic steps that you need to know in order to transcend your biology is number one, repeatedly quieting the mind through meditation, prayer, Tai Chi, and yoga. Number two, connecting to a higher power, deity, nature, or simply emptiness through transcendental meditation. Three, caring for your physical vehicle, exercise, nutrition, and self awareness. So let's start with a look at the heart. Okay, what happens when we transcend our biology and we get into a good place in our mind is that the heart field lights up. So, the heart is actually another brain that's not located in your cranium. Obviously, it's located in your chest. Most people think that it exists just to pump blood and do things like that, but it actually has more neurons than the brain. The heart sends more signals to the brain than vice versa. So as soon as you quiet that roof brain chatter or that chatter and worry and anxiety in your brain or your mind, then your heart lights up and actually takes control and enlists that frontal lobe in in the service of the heart and the universe and higher consciousness. This higher consciousness and personal power come from an expanded electromagnetic field. I know that sounds kind of technical, but what it means is it's like if you could amp up the power of your cell phone times 100 to broadcast a certain signal. That's what this is doing. When you're able to quiet your mind and get into a coherent, peaceful, harmonious way of being, then your consciousness expands and has a much stronger power. Another thing to know is that our feelings in our heart actually change our reality. In other words, thoughts are things and they tend to produce certain results. A lot of these movies, like The Secret, begin to talk about manifestation, but they don't give you all of the information you need. And that's what my goal is here with Urban Shaman and with Finding the Force, is I really want to share with you all of these secrets and tricks and ancient technology and science about how you can get what you really want. So, the heart creates the strongest field in the body. The next slide says the mind connects us to the force or to source. The field our body generates is made through the heart. When you're standing in the flow or in the beauty way, you're in resonance with the force or with creator or the universe. When we have that state of consciousness in our mind, our field gets bigger and stronger. Unconflicted behavior is key to opening that. So, we're going to talk more about unconflicted behavior because that was one of the favorite key phrases of Joseph Chilton Pearce. Essentially, what it means is when we care for each other and we're not constantly in conflict or anxiety or mental chatter, then we transcend and we become greater than just our human biology. The world is a vastly different place than what we used to believe. You can step into your personal power and have a big impact. As I said, this unconflicted behavior is key. Unconflicted behavior essentially means getting rid of all of the stories and the lies and the conflict that runs through the brain and is constantly chattering. If you're hearing mental chatter or you're thinking, quote unquote, then it means that you're probably not in your heart field. So, those three techniques that I mentioned are the things that are going to get you into that space. Okay. Quieting the mind, learning about meditation, charging your batteries, really taking care of your body. Everyone who launches their destiny and steps into the flow multiplies exponentially the power of all of us, of US, universal spirit, which is a part of all of us. That's the force, that's creator. So everything that you do is really meaningful. There's this awesome quote from the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna is talking to Arjuna before they're launching off into this battle. And he says, no effort in this world is lost or wasted. A fragment of sacred duty saves you from great fear. Okay? So there are those of us who've been born for this purpose, and we're all waking up right now. Personal power also comes from unconflicted behavior. When you stop doubting and worrying and fearing and analyzing and dwelling on past mistakes or future desired things, and you're present in the here and now, and your mind is quiet and your heart is open, that leads to unconflicted behavior. And that's what Joe Pierce often referred to as the crack in the cosmic egg. That was the way out. But the thing is, the good news is the path is actually the way out. The path, the desire, getting on your path and getting in the flow is what will take you out into the realm of miracles and magic and mystery. So, again, the three things you need to get back into your personal power are one, quiet the mind, two, connect, and three, take care of your body. So, with Finding the Force, we're learning how to use our minds to manifest what we really want. We're unlocking our highest potential. We're helping people to deliver their gift to the world. And we're learning about unconflicted behavior. If you want to learn more and you want to find the link to our Facebook page, which is free, you can go to findingtheforce.com. You're also going to find some other exciting things like our sacred journeys to Merida, to the Yucatan, which is coming up for January 1st for the New Year's of 2018. So excited about that with Trudy Woodcock and Miguel Angel. And you can also go and check out the book Urban Shaman. It is on Amazon. It's super easy to find under the name Courtni Hale. And there are ways to train your mind. The mental chatter is the first thing that has to go. The parasite, as the Toltecs say, the liar, or any limiting beliefs are things that we're going to be working with you to get rid of so that you can be the best version of you. If you want to find out more, you can just get a free copy of the book with your Finding the Forest membership. And remember, a lot of the things that are going on in the world today are based on people's inability to understand that we really are connected and that we really are all a part of the same planetary mother, the same cosmic father. We're breathing the same oxygen. Everything that we do and feel has a profound effect on one another. So I really encourage you to, step up to your destiny. I'm sure you're already on your path if you're hearing this. I would love to get to know you. So findingtheforest.com is where to find us. And I look forward to meeting up with you at a certain point in the future. Um, I am going to come back to you now, and I'd like to say goodbye and say thank you. Behind me are just a few of the books that I have read in the course of putting together these classes. I want to share more with you, but I kind of want to keep this short so it's not overwhelming. I just want to send you all a lot of love, my brothers and sisters, and I pray that you're having a beautiful day and that you remember that you're one with Creator, and through Creator, we're all one together. So lots of love to you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.